Y'all heard this. Everybody's running to Florida. I thought it was for the sunshine. But free nursing license? Stay tuned. To my channel. I know y'all heard it, and I hope you didn't come here thinking you're gonna be a nurse in 4 weeks. It ain't happening. Not on my watch. But you just hear it from me. Free license in Florida. They giving it away. You got $15,000. You got that pandemic money. You just gonna give it to your family member, and they all gonna become an RN. Family, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. Hit the likes. Like. We're going to get into something serious today. It's not a laughing matter. And if I laugh, please forgive me. This is something that is bigger than you can imagine. This scam that is going on in Florida, nursing school. Imagine that, nursing school selling the diploma. I work hard for mine, and I'm sure you did too. This is something bigger. They had to know. Administrator for the college or university, wherever that degree come from. FBI investigating. We all hear this story. And if you did, I'll leave the link. Like I said before, this is bigger than we think. I think that Biden should be in Florida right now. What do you think? Higher up, I believe they knew about it in some form or way. But it was money coming in, and I'm pretty sure, like all over, there was a shortage. Nursing shortage, and during the pandemic, they saying that you could get a temporary, whichever license you have. That's how I feel they slipped through the door. It's a conspiracy. I never thought I could use this word, but yes, it's a conspiracy. Government had to know, higher up, and guess what, family? The little fishes in the pond, the little nurses or whoever, the little people, they're the ones that's going to get slammed. And they should, because that was a crime that they did. But the higher up, they'll get a slap on the wrist and maybe tax break, whatever. They should shut that school. All those schools should be shut down. That's my opinion. Please, don't knock it. The school allowed it. The school administration, the government, the mayor in the town, wherever, they all behind it. Money coming in. Can you imagine that? I have to say this, and I was holding off. During COVID in 2020, I'm starting to think now, did the patient die because of the illness or at the hands of inexperienced non-nurses? Think about it. Please think about it, because I am so upset about this. Because a lot of us went to nursing school and we know the truth, the trial, the tribulation that we go through. Every test we pray that they don't kick us out the program because we gotta wait another year to get back in. Can you imagine? And someone who can't speak English just come in and pay $15,000, $17,000, $20,000 or whatever. And bam, they got a degree. They got a diploma. Diploma, which is 2 years, and sometimes diploma doesn't come with an associate degree. So they have to go back, and they can go back online to get their Yeah, somebody can do the BSN for them. Don't blame, I don't think we should blame everything on COVID. Look into the proper credential. Are they? Are they really, in the time when we were going through, are they really looking into the credential? I don't think so. And I'm at this point where I think that the state or the hospital or whoever in charge and want nurses, they want quantity. They don't look for quality. And I'm frustrated with that because the other day I did an interview, a Zoom interview, and the CFNNO had asked me 100 questions. 100 questions about my skills. Does that make me a good nurse? Does that make me gonna stay in your facility? Mm-mm. There are nurses. There are non-nurses who can pass those kind of interviews. And believe it or not, I never do good on those interviews because you get tired after 10 questions. And come to find out, those nurses that she pushed through the door, they didn't even last. They were good at verbally expressing themselves. They were good at faking the funk. They was good like the nurse who say, I'm going to do infusion. And I'm saying, you're a psych nurse. Have you ever did infusion before? No, but I'm going to learn as I go along. I never did case management, but I'm going to learn as I go along. I never do ICU, but they paying more money, so I'm going to go sit in there and just bluff my way. Fake the funk. Now, who is at fault? Who get the brunch? Who get hurt in the end? The patient. The nursing school, they pumped them out one by one. I thought back in the days they weed us out. If you wasn't serious that you want to be a nurse, they kicked you out the program. And then you run around every state trying to get into a nursing program. But nowadays, from what I understand in Florida, they put a sticker, give them a degree, and send them out into the world. And these are the nurses. Have you ever, be honest now, leave a comment. Have you ever worked with a nurse and you say, did she go to nursing school? She's asking so much question. She needs your attention to show her everything. And you start wondering in your head, did this person went to nursing school? Because honestly, it was my clinical that helped me pass my boards. It was the clinical when I had to put in a Foley. For the guys, I had to put in a male Foley. I had to put in a female Foley. And those types of questions keep coming up. What was my communication? Family. If they did not learn anything in nursing school, because they didn't go to nursing school, they didn't go to clinical, they're going to learn it in the real life the wrong way. When they behind bars or when they make a terrible mistake. And who gets hurt? The patient. The patient comes to the hospital thinking, I had to switch it up. Some of the patients, they come and they see me. Oh, what nursing school did you go to? Did you go to nursing school? Oh, I don't know that. I am a true, bona fide, 100% clinical nursing school nurse. I did not go on Regency. I did not go online. I strolled online when I wanted my master, and I said, how can I get my master's in 3 weeks? A lot of things came up. It's tempting, yes. But what am I going to do? I have a conscience. I could not bluff it. Just like people say they going into, when we going on, they go on strike or they go on travel assignment. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go work this. I never worked it before, but I'm going to try this one because, Mary is there and she can help me. She'll train me, my peer. Really? I don't have that kind of conscience. I can't bluff it. I can't fake it. I can't act like I'm busy when I'm not busy at work. And there is certain nurses, and there's a majority of the nurses, you know who you are. They can fake the funk. They can act like they busy all for the 12 hours. I can't do it. If I'm not busy, I'm sitting down and walking around trying to stay awake. And there's sometimes we have a downtime. These schools just trying to pump out these nurses. By the time these nurses find out something about life and being a nurse and clinical, because not everybody's going to be around to help them. Life is at stakes. This scam online, or wherever Florida perpetrated, and I'm saying it, I hope the FBI work on this real fast, because the nurses are not in Florida. I'm telling you now, they bought that degree and they all not in Florida. They're all over. And let me tell you where they are. They're in the travel nursing business, or they doing strike. Now, before you get angry at me, nurses, or whoever you are, I'm talking the truth. That's where they can hide. How is it that someone can't speak English and able to pass their boards? Let me tell you, up north, when I went to do when I had gone to the NCLEX for LPN, it was pen and paper. The second time when I became an RN, it was in the computer. But they were strict when I got there. You know why? Do you know why? Because nurses had somebody else doing the tests for them. Now they up north, they strict. I only know about Pennsylvania because that's where I took the test. Somebody was taking, and it was out. It was in the news, I think. Somebody was taking the NCLEX for the nurses. All kind of slam, because they're not thinking about the patient. They're not having any conscience. All they see is money. Money, money, money. Greed. Greed would let you do all kind of things. They figure, let me get in. I'll make it up when I get on the floor. I'll learn. And from what I read, some of them were LPNs. Yeah, I could see them slipping through the door because they already, I have to give them credit. Some of these LPN, not because I was one, they could ring around the new RNs coming out of RN school. So yes, I could see that being a faker. But the others, unless they have a close tie to friends, that's how. Now, how did they see? You needed that. I only did 1 year in an associate degree. That's where my nursing. But if I present to you my Immaculata University degree, if I present that to you in the job and you check the boards, it will say that I did not go to nursing school. Board's credential, you have a diploma. They want to know what nursing school you go to. Shut it down. Shut it down. And I hope the FBI, they should have a list. And if they don't have a list of all the students that got diploma, that's all over. They probably in Hawaii and Alaska, all over. Take it away. They don't need it. Let them go to a real school if they'll get it in. You can't be a nurse in 3 months. It's not possible. 4 weeks. It's not possible. You really need the clinical. You really need the anatomy and physiology and other things, science. People don't know what nurses do. They really don't. They think that all we do is, hi, Miss Joan, how you doing? I'll be right back. Do you want me to get you some ice? No, there's more to nursing. You have to, seriously, you are, a nurse is the eyes and the ears of a doctor. She is the protector. She has to know the medication. If the doctor writes something, you must be able to ask the doctor, this ain't right, doctor. Are you sure this is the amount that you want to give? Now, if you didn't know all that, the medication or what, this is not an acceptable dose to give all at once when you look it up. I don't know everything. I stay on Google looking it up, and if I'm not, I find a book. And then I question, I ask the doctor, but you need to know what to ask. And if you just give the medication, what you think happened to the patient? So think about that. Think about those things. The doctor, he doesn't remember what he writes sometimes because he has a lot of patients and he might be just writing fast. He might write the wrong medication for the patient. And then you say, doctor, I had called you for Miss Jones, but on Miss Becky, you put that this amount of Depakote. Are you sure you want to give it to her? And he said, oh, thank you for caught that. That was from Mrs. Jones. I'll change it. I got into the habit that, we have Epics. If you ever work in Epic, the doctors know how to put their order. But some of the doctor will test you and say, can you put it? I said, no, doctor. I was told that you need to put it in. Or asking, do you want to be put verbal? But I don't be asking them because once you start a habit, it becomes a habit. The nurse is responsible for all the doctor's mistakes. I'm sorry. That's the truth. That's the fact. So if you don't know that's a mistake, how can you? You just give the meds. Calculation. And sometimes I might do it 2 or 3 times and I still don't get it. And then I ask my coworker, they do it, and we all confused. Is this the right med? So you know what we do? We call the pharmacy, and the pharmacy help us out. Troubleshooting. And you need to know that. Because mistakes happen. Simple mistake that blow up in your face, and before you know it, you know the outcome. There's no shortcuts in nursing. Free paper, nurses, the patients suffer. Falsified. In that kind of situation, they already falsified. They're going to be continued. They got away with it. When they're ready to chart, they're going to be so falsifying their charting. They're going to have the best charting. And I'm trying to figure out what to write or doing this, struggling because I'm doing all this thing. That's the bottom line. Greed. All they saw was the money. And you know what? Family, I don't even have trust in the system. I don't. Because I know that the people who are responsible for this is going to get away. And I hope they change my mind. I wanted to come out here because this is something that aroused something in me. Because, when you're a nurse and you struggle, if you know what we go through in nursing school, if you know how hard it is to pass the NCLEX sometime. And when you work with a nurse, somebody told me a funny story that if you look at a nurse, the real nurse, they work hard. They don't have time for those fancy uniform. The nails are done. They have a stethoscope. They got a lot of pencils and they look like they're busy. They got scissors in their pocket. The real nurse don't have anything. We're just having our Walmart uniform and busy trying to get by. Do our jobs. That's more important. So whatever money you think you were making in nursing, and it draw all these scams, and I am so shocked and that the school participate in this. Shut them down. This is worse than when I went to teach these students that I felt in my heart that they weren't ready. And to think that I heard one of the, somebody on TikTok said that the hospital said that they couldn't fire a couple of these nurses that didn't speak English well. Amazing. That's all I have to say. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Like, share. Have a wonderful day or night in your county or your country. Thank you.